Talking Again podcast. Welcome to Talking Again podcast. This is episode 101 featuring the talented Mary Trinh. Mary is a manicurist by profession but has taken on the challenge of starting a new business. Using her artistic talents, Mary created D&G Thrifty Crafty. This is where she specializes in money cakes. Tune in as she shares her story on the tap. And don't forget, subscribe, share, and leave a review in the form of a comment on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Radio, or any major platforms. That's just one easy way to help out the show. Now let's tap into it.
Hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Fidel Talking Again podcast. Welcome again to another show. I'm here with Mary Trinh. How you doing? Welcome.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Very, very good. So, Mary Trinh, you started a new business just like what we were talking about it 3 months ago?
Yes.
That's insane. I feel like, because I've seen your page, and obviously you're limited on the amount of posts because you just started, so you don't have that many stuff to post. But it looks amazing. The work that you're doing, it looks pretty amazing. The name of your company, I know it's not on your Instagram right now, but it's called D&G Thrifty Craft.
Yes.
Crafty?
Crafty.
Thrifty Crafty. Can I say? I'll say it again. Let me say it again. D&G Thrifty Crafty.
Correct.
Yes. And wait, you did mention to me about why it's not on your name or on your Instagram. You said there's some weird violation, or what was it?
Yes, it's a violation according to Instagram. It's because you cannot sell anything unless you pay for the business.
Okay. So you can't have a business account. You have to pay for it or something?
Yes. So there was a name on there, but they made me take it off due to the fact that you have to register it and make the account as a business. But I'm not going big yet, so it's no point of doing it. So that's the reason.
Can you still use the name like D&G Thrifty Crafty without having to register as a business? Just use the name though?
Eventually, actually, I am going to anyway, but I can't because then if I do, they keep flagging it down. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what? Instagram is they're so gangster. I just got on my personal page, not on my podcast page, on my personal page, I posted something about 3 years ago. I'm not lying to you. 3 years ago, and it got flagged for music. You know what it was? A reindeer song, Christmas. My son was having a performance. Maybe it was even 5 years ago. Yeah. He had a performance at his preschool, and it was like he was singing like a reindeer song.
Yeah.
And I videotaped it, like a dad would do, and I put it on Instagram, and the music got flagged.
Yeah, because you have to post that you don't own the right to this music.
It's a reindeer song. We've been
weird.
singing this for years and years. I don't even know who made the song.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened to me. I started out with Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I jumped to Instagram thinking that it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
No. It's the
so
same
Facebook,
thing.
they're owned by the same company,
yeah.
right? Well, Facebook bought Instagram, something like that,
yeah,
right?
Something like that. But yeah, even when I was doing it on Facebook, it says, "Are you trying to sell something? Please register your business." And I'm like, no, I'm not. So I had to take it down, and I switched it over to Instagram. And they were doing the same thing. So I had to change the name to my just Mary Trinh 2021. Yeah. For now, until I registered my business license. But,
so if you're wondering, it's Mary Trinh 2021. It's on Instagram. Check it out. MaryTrinh 2021 on Instagram.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
See, I'm gangster like that. But that's insane. I like Facebook. You know that there's community groups like you live in. Well, we won't say where you live, but you live somewhere in a city, and they have that city. I guarantee you has a group that you can follow, and you could be a part of that group. Everybody knows I'm in West Covina. I follow a group called West Covina Buzz or Covina Buzz because it's my neighbors right here. Yeah. So they have these administrators, and they're like they strong arm you. There's certain things you can't post. And it's like, do you have a business? And I go, no, I don't. But well, you can't post it here. And I'm like, dude, you're just an administrator, bro. Like, you don't have any power. Like, you just created a group. You somehow you made yourself the administrator or whatever. But like, they're like, what makes you, just because that person has a business,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason they just don't want to allow anybody else to make money. Here's my thing. It's like, I have this podcast. I don't make money off this podcast.
Yeah.
I did, however, put out a apparel company, like, a store, so you could buy a shirt that says Talking Again Podcast right now. And I'll make some money, but that money's gonna go right back into the show. And I know they don't know that it's gonna go right back into the show, but why do I gotta create a business for it? It's just a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, anyways, I think I'm having a little bitch fit, but the guy doesn't let me post. He doesn't let me post on the group, and it's just like, come on, man. Like,
I know what you feel.
it's weird, right?
It's same thing with the Pomona. I try to list it on there, the marketplace,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Do you have a license for this?" I'm like, "Well, that's why I'm trying to post on here so I can sell
we're trying to
myself.
make some money here.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my name out there. And no, I don't. But yeah, I get what you mean.
So
It's
right
just
now,
hard.
as far as trying to get yourself your clientele, we were talking earlier. You said it just blew up. You posted something, and you're like, "Well, I guess I'm in the market of making what are we calling these again?
Money cake.
Money cakes.
Yes.
We're in the market of money cakes, right?
Yes.
So, and again, thank you again for the one that you made me right here, a custom Talking Again podcast money cake right here. Corona Dodgers, I love it. Money, who doesn't love money?
Right.
You just got this idea of hey, let me create this, let me start this, see how it goes, and then all of a sudden you get bombarded with all these orders.
Yes, and I shout out to Louis. And he helped me with it to go big. And
Luis Molina.
yes. And I work in the nail industry. So my client was the one who shared all my posts.
That's right.
And that's how I got big.
Yeah, the nails.
Because they were sharing it. And a lot of people I know were working in city council. So they were actually putting my name out
Oh
there
wow!
for me.
So you got a big
So I have a big list of clientele who've been with me for 10 years now. So they actually were the one who put my name out there to get my business going. That's why it blew up so fast in such a little amount of time because of the community that everybody helped to put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel a lot of pressure when you had all this order? Like, oh man, how am I going to be able? Do I just throw in the towel, give up now? Like, hey, you know what? I bit too much off. I can chew. Like, what was going through your mind when
Honestly,
you got all those
adrenaline.
orders? Yeah.
Adrenaline.
So you're good with adrenaline. You like that?
I am a person. I don't take risks, but when I do, I love. It's like a high that you like constantly look for.
Yeah.
When I was getting the order, I was bombarded. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I wanted to cry. But when I was like, no, there was a purpose why I was doing this.
Yeah.
So the purpose kept me going. So I kept going and going, even though there was nights where I didn't sleep. Up until Mother's Day, I did not sleep at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it was to me, I was thinking of the happiness that I was putting on people's faces.
Yeah.
What kept it going. So I was like, no, I didn't.
What do you think? Because obviously everybody loves money. This cake is all about money, right? There's a bunch of money around it. If you guys saw the live, there's other bigger cakes with bigger tiers with, we're talking $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Everybody loves money, but what else is there that makes you different? What makes these cakes different than just the money, like the smile?
You know what? Honestly, just besides the smile, I wanted originally to do this too was to give back to community. It was one of the things. If most of you don't know where Ontario is, it was actually the explosion. So I was like,
when you say explosion, what do you mean by explosion?
There was an explosion in Ontario.
And a physical explosion, an actual
the
little
fire,
one?
Yeah, there was a
Jesus
fire.
Christ.
Yeah, there was a fire. Somebody was doing fireworks.
Yeah.
And they were selling illegal fireworks, and it kind of blew up, and then people around it doing the explosion. And I actually wanted to give back, but I was like, oh, it's hard when you don't have that fun during COVID, you're not working. So I started this business, and I collaborated with one of the girls that, one of my clients, she works with the city council. I was like, how about this? Since you're helping me with my business, how about I give some of my proceed back to the community?
Yeah.
Which I did. I gave some back. And when I started doing it, I wanted to give more, but that's why it's slowly building up to that point where if when the business grow a little bit more, then I can continue give more and more back to the community or any elected. Anywhere that needs help is where I don't mind donating my money back to. And that's where this business came about, was to put a smile on people's face and also donating.
Give back.
To give back to the community.
There's one of the things that I did read on your notes, when I look at your profile, it said that it was a hobby that you started, because you did it for your mom. There's a Mother's Day one that you did, the big bad boy one.
Yeah.
And it turned into some kind of a passion for you, right? But not only did it turn into a passion, but you were able to give back to the community. And I said, listen, I'm not gonna end this show without asking how you're giving back to the community, which you just answered right now, which is it's awesome. And a lot of people, I was on a live or watching a live earlier today, and they're talking about people that do service work, right?
Yeah.
Give back to the community. And I had mentioned was that there's people that do service work and then become famous for doing service work.
Yeah.
But they just become famous because they're so good at giving back. And then there's people that give back to become famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are the ones you got to be careful for.
Yeah.
I don't see that you're that person that's doing service work to become famous.
Yeah, see, like I was telling people, I'm not trying to get rich off of this,
Right.
which I'm not gonna get rich
And
off.
if you do inquire on these things, you'll know what she's talking about when she says about being rich, because Thrifty is the name of the game here.
Yeah.
And do your research, you guys. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I try to keep everything. It's very, very affordable.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot when I quote it to you, but do keep in mind that more than half of that price is actually the gift that you're giving people.
And we're
not
talking
the
about
charge.
monetary
Yes,
gift, the value of
the value of the gift.
Yeah.
It's what you're giving, not what you're paying me.
Yeah.
So with that being said, if you do your research, you will understand and compare my price, and I will match any given price.
Yeah.
So if you find something cheaper, don't hesitate to ask me.
Can we give them an example?
Okay. So what example do you want?
Let's start with this one here.
Okay, so this one right here, it's $50 on the surface just to cover
Actual value without the alcohol.
Without the alcohol,
Just
it's $50
Yeah.
already. The gifts itself.
Yeah.
And I'm only charging $40, but imagine there's 4 beers on there. Now you do the math.
So, okay. Listen up again. It's a $50 value. She's charging $40, so that means you can take this gift here for $90 today.
Correct.
Not including the cost of the beer, which we already know beer costs a lot of money, right? I mean, salud. But beer costs, it costs money. How are you making money? You're not making money. I mean, this is really just a passion job.
It really, like I said, it's really a passion. I'm trying to make money, but the money that I am making, like I said, does go back to a fund. There's back to the community. So it's not making that much money. So it's like you said, it's more of a passion, more a hobby, just putting a smile on people's face.
Yeah.
There's no more than that. And you can't even say I'm trying to make money, because calculate the beer, like I said, and just the ribbon itself.
That's a legit Dodgers ribbon.
Correct. And now that was a bit pricey, but because, like I said, I do it because of the passion. People love it. It's something, and I'm not going up in price either.
Yeah.
The price kind of maintains at a steady,
So that memes you're not working with inflation, you're working against it.
kind of. So yeah, pretty much, right?
So,
but with all jokes aside, yes, it's just something, like I said, it's just something just to make people happy. That's the key word. It's making people happy and just putting a smile on people's face.
Mary, did you have was there a certain moment in your life when you had this thought of like what can I do to give back to the community kind of thing? Does any of that play into this, or was it like, let me just do it and then it came later, like, oh, I can give back?
It came later because when the explosion happened, it happened after
You started doing this,
after
after Mother's Day, after
when
May.
I started this was originally just to make people happy, and then I realized that when I could give back with what I was doing on the side, so this became a side job to where I can give back to the communities. Then I was like, I was more excited and more thrilled. I was like, when the opportunity came and the business came with it, I was like, I'll take it. I don't mind. It's not like I was trying to come up and be rich and be a millionaire, because we all know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just like, I was like, when I was given an opportunity, she's like, the lady offered me, she goes, how about this? Are you okay with changing the name to where you give back to the community as you open your business, so that way people can be attracted to your page? I'm like, I'm not trying to attract people. So I didn't want to go about it and say that, oh, I'm opening a business because I'm giving back so that people can make me rich. No.
Yeah.
It was more like, when I started, it was to make people happy. And when that opportunity came, I was like, sure. I took it because I was like, I was already doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So now I can give back.
Yeah.
But it was not how it started, to where, oh, I'm going to get the community to trust me.
Yeah.
And then now I'm going to be rich off of them. No, it was
But now,
the opposite.
Going back to that, you keeping the same concept. It does make sense to try to gain your followers, right?
Yeah.
Because right now it's all about social media,
Yeah,
Instagram.
it
Who's
is.
following you or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Who's your friend on Facebook?
Mhm.
So it's about getting your likes, right? You're not opposed to getting more followers to get to your page to purchase more product, so that you can give more back, right? Or
Yeah.
give back more. I don't know, whatever, to the community,
Yeah.
right?
So that's why the thing is, if the more I sell, the more it's just going to go back to
Right.
the community anyway. It's
Yeah.
not going in my pocket.
Is it limited to on the your community only, like your own community?
No.
Or are you trying to expand to anybody else?
To
Like,
anybody who,
yeah.
it's just like I said, the only reason why I started in my community, because that's where I was living.
Yeah.
But if I'm open, so let's say somebody goes, oh, Mary, can you do this to like to donate to our community? Sure, I'm up for it. I'm not just sticking to one. I'm open to all.
Yeah.
So wherever it's needed, it's where I will be going.
You know, I heard someone once said that it costs a lot of money to give back to your community, and I was like, that don't make sense. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when you try to give back, you try to do something good, you end up getting screwed over at the end because you didn't go through the proper processes of doing it.
It's true.
Have you looked into all that?
I have looked into it, and yes, it's. I get what you mean. You do get screwed, but so far, I've been lucky that I've had the right opportunity and the right people in my life
Yeah.
to give me that chance to be who I am
Yeah.
and be where I'm at.
That's good.
So I haven't had that problem. I mean, knock on wood, but you know,
Yeah.
so far it's been good, because around me there are people who I work with and people who've known me for years and years. So it hasn't been a problem yet.
Yeah. Have we? Well, we haven't really said where you work at. Are you opposed to saying where you work at and what you do for a living?
No, I'm actually a manicurist. I've been doing it for 22 years, and I work in it's actually Ontario, and it's called Jenny's Nails.
Jenny's Nails in Ontario.
Yes, in Ontario.
Is that the only one in Ontario, or do we have to go give? Like,
No, that's the only
street
one.
address? Okay.
No, that's the only one in
Yeah.
Ontario. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully you don't get any stalkers by this. You know.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. I'm used to it by now. I get a lot of different things. Actually, the funny thing is, when speaking of stalker, when I started,
I got a stalker story. Let's go.
When I started, I put out there a selling cake. I got nothing but guys trying to add me. I'm like, wait, what am I selling?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I guess cake has a different meaning to different people. So
Yes. Now I see it.
So I had to
Yep.
add in there money cake.
Well, actually, that can go a different way too. So
yes.
you gotta
But
be
no.
you gotta be very literal here.
yes. It's, you have to, with everything nowadays, is like you
Yeah.
have to be really like on point. Like you have to really explain to people. But
So at Jenny's Nails, do you get is it only female clientele, or do you get guys that come in and do actual like manicures? Because I know like there's a lot of guys that like to take care of their nails. You know,
Yeah.
do you get that a lot or no?
I do.
Okay.
50% of my
Oh,
clients
really? 50% are male.
are male. hmm
What are the what? Okay, so I'm speaking to a professional manicurist.
Yeah.
What are the benefits for me getting a manicure? Because I just recently got a facial.
Yeah.
All right, and I've had a facial before. I think my wife gave me one years and years ago when we first got married.
Yeah.
But I just recently got one, and So like, there's no more blackheads, congestions feels good. I'm not,
Yeah.
like, wow, there's actually more of a purpose to this than just like looking pretty.
Yeah.
Even though I don't feel that pretty, but I guess I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Is there anything to getting a manicure, like for male or female?
Yes.
There's a benefit to it other than just looking pretty.
No, there is a benefit. It's hygienes.
Hygiene.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like our hands, we touch so many things, right? Everything.
All day long.
So, what we do is like we trim your nails, we cut it down, and we scrub it. So, it's like giving your nails a bath.
Yeah.
So, you're keeping them clean by keeping them healthy and cleaning it out so that you don't have like, because there's a lot of bacteria that a lot of people don't realize that comes with it. So, for men, it's mostly hygienes.
Yeah.
Because we constantly work with our hands.
Mhm.
Everything we touch, it gets underneath our nails. So, we have to trim them, we have to clean them, and that we have to keep them.
You scratch your head and you got bacteria all over your head.
That's what I'm
or
saying.
your
Like
nails.
bacteria is everywhere, and
Yeah.
it's hygienes.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Wow.
And it's feet. It's the number one important things for men, but you guys don't think about it. But it actually is because you're.
I'll be the first to tell you, man. I don't take care of my feet at all. My toenails are funky.
It's because you guys are wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Now think about it. You sweat in your socks.
Yeah.
That's bacteria growing in.
Yeah.
Even though you scrub it, but imagine how do you scrub underneath or inside underneath your nails?
Yeah.
You can't. So it's hygiene. So we come in. That's why we come in with those tools. We cut them. We like dig under there and clean it all out because it's hygiene.
Can we get down and dirty with this?
Huh?
What do you do when someone has like yellow nails, fungus, nasty shit? Like, is there a cure for that?
There is, but it.
Not that I do. I'm just asking for a friend.
There is a cure for it, but
Okay.
it's just it all depends on how. That's why I go with hygienes.
Yeah.
See, people have this problem. It's because they don't take care of their feet.
Yeah.
Because when you sweat and then you get the bacteria in your socks and you go home, you just shower,
Yeah.
but you just rinse off.
Or sometimes it takes you hours until you shower.
Yeah,
If you want to
until you
shower late
shower.
at night,
Yeah.
you do all kinds of other stuff.
Exactly.
Again, for a friend, not me.
So there is. So we come in and we have to really, you might laugh, but we do have to bring the drill out.
Like, okay. We're laughing right now, okay? But remember that movie Dumb and Dumber?
Yes, that is something that does happen.
They have a sandblaster and you're
Yes,
out there just like,
we do have that machine for a reason.
oh my God.
So yes, it is actually.
Without saying any names, tell me one of the crazy, funkiest stories that you've ever done and had to like actually work on.
A men's toe would be one of the worst thing that I have to work on because, see, I know people who steel toe boots. They're the worst for you guys.
Steel toe boots? Why? Because it's so
Because it's so
compacted in
thick.
there?
You guys sweat in them and all the dust comes in there. And have you seen the tree trunk? And this is the best way to describe it without being gross.
A tree
but
trunk?
Have you seen tree trunks like the barks on the trees that
Yeah.
come up? People actually have toes like that because of
that
poor
look
hygiene.
like tea trunk. They look like wood. Looks like wood.
Yes, and when you file, they just come off like wood, like that. Because that's why I'm saying it's poor hygiene.
Yeah.
And I emphasize it a lot on men that you should do a pedicure once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not for looking good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just to keep your feet healthy and you won't have any like issue in the long run,
Jesus. There's as far as like hygiene, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. What about health? Like,
yeah, well, that comes with it.
It comes with the hygiene.
It comes with the hygiene because if
Yeah.
you keep your nails and hands healthy, you walk better, you function better.
There's times when, not me, my friend, will let his toenails grow a little too long and feels weird when he's walking, so he's got to cut them down. Then he feels a little bit better. So that has a lot to do with it.
Well,
just,
because
it's
we
about
also
cutting your nails.
Yeah, and plus we give you a massage with it.
Yeah.
So you're massaging your feet. When you massage your feet, you get a better circulation flow, the blood flow in your feet. So it comes with all of it. Yeah.
And then not only that, after long days of work,
it feels good anyway.
It's gonna feel really good just to get
water.
just, right?
Just to soak alone,
Yeah.
which is already good enough,
So how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing nails for 22 years.
22 years.
Mm-hmm.
And is this something that you're like, hey, you know what? Let me do this on my own. I can start my own business. Now that you're starting to venture out on your own business stuff, have you ever thought about that?
No. I honestly, if I was to do my own business, I'd rather do this cake business.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to do nails. It's nothing against anybody. It's just I've been doing it for so long, and people have asked me, "Why don't you open your own business?" Because I love to have fun. I love to only do my 3 days and not have to stress about anything.
Wait a second. You only work 3 days a week?
I only work 3 days a week,
Oh my God.
but I'm a workaholic,
Yeah.
and that's funny being said because I work from 8 to 11.
8 to
8
11?
a.m. to 11
11
p.m.
to 11 p.m.?
3 days a week.
Oh, well, then
That's
you're-
right.
So then you're like a firefighter. You're like a firefighter is what, is what
I
you're
have
doing.
nurse hours is
Yeah.
what they are. Yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it's 3 days sounds good,
Yeah.
but if I tell you my hours, you're like, hell no, that's not just part time. That's a full time job.
It is. I don't even know how that's legal in California. But
Yeah.
that's insane, Mary.
Yeah. Shoot.
How do you have you just gotten used to working those hours? Like,
I have a lot of appointments, so instead of working long, I work hard. So I would jam all my work into instead of stretching it out to 5 days a week. I'd rather work 3 days hard and then 4 days off.
yeah.
You know,
Are you so are you an independent contractor, or do you work for that person, like that individual that you're working for, that company?
independent.
Independent.
contractor.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then you're able to create your own schedule. You're
Correct.
able to. So then you're one of those persons that has been able to manage that on your own
Yes.
and create your own schedule. So you're like you said, you've been able to cram everything into 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, you can be like you're someone working like a 1 hour or 1 week schedule, but then you're doing it in 3 days because you're able to manage it.
Correct.
How important is that in your field of work?
To me, it's very important because I actually, besides working that, I do take care of my mother. I do errands for her. So it works out for me because then I can be with my kids, I can be with my family and not have to be stressed about like, oh my God, I have to work today. I have to work around that schedule. No, I have a set schedule. So I know that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can take my mom anytime she needs it, or I take my kids anywhere they need it because I have a set that I only work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So
Wow.
it works out for me.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for the last 10 years. That has been my schedule. So all my clients know, don't ask me any day except Thursday, Friday,
That's
Saturday.
your schedule.
That's it. And they won't ask me. And see, the reason why I do that, my clients love me, it's because I'm accommodating. I can come in as early as 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and I'm there. Or if you come out of work, and I will still be there at 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
So that's why people are like, fine, since you work that way, but you're accommodating,
Yeah.
well, it works out anyway.
Yeah.
And plus, people love it because they get off work at 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Right.
They'd rather come in and relax right before they get home to go sleep.
Yeah.
So it works out either way. And everybody goes out on the weekend.
Right.
Nobody needs their nails done for the weekdays.
Yeah.
Everybody needs it for the weekend.
For the
So
weekend.
it works out.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
And that's why I love it. And I'm like, that's another adrenaline because I'm like constantly working when I'm there. From
Yeah.
the time I get in to the time I get out, no breaks.
So have you been able to obviously when you're working at the nails and doing manicures, you've been able to manage your time to do the crafting, right?
Yes. Actually, this week I just finished 3 cakes. This week I had 3. I had 2 orders for a birthday cake, and yours was the third one that I worked. So on my days off, believe it or not, I'm actually like on Pinterest, I'm on Etsy, all that, trying to look for new
Probably
ideas.
working more than you
Yeah,
would be
so
in regular
I'm
work.
constantly on YouTube. I'm on all those things, trying to come up with new ideas, things to come out with. So yeah, on my spare time, it's what I do. And then I start like rolling all the money and doing that so that when I do
Yeah.
get the order, I'm not bombarded. So I'm constantly
Yeah.
just doing things.
Do you get any kind of help, or is this all you?
I did at the beginning when
Okay.
I started, but now it's like it's all me. My daughter doesn't want to be slaved away. She's like, how much are you paying me? Girl, I don't even get paid enough. So no, I pay you with, you got a roof over your head. You're getting paid. But no, and then my
You get
friend.
to eat today. That's what you know.
Right? And then my friend, he helps me out a lot too. So
Yeah.
with it, he helps me
Did
out.
we talk about our friend and how we got introduced, like mutually?
No, we haven't even talked
Can we
about
let's give him a shout out real quick.
We gave him a shout out, but we
Oh,
didn't
on the
know.
live, on the
Yes,
live we did,
yes,
on the live.
we did.
Hey, salud, Luis Molina, shout out.
Yeah,
thanks
shout out
thanks
to
for
you.
hooking us up.
Yes,
you know,
that's
he's
how-
Luis is one of those guys that I told you he was on my show on the previous podcast that I had, right?
Yes.
So Luis is one of those guys that's always like looking out for you. He's looking out for your friend. He's one of those guys. You know, he's just a solid 100% real.
Yeah.
All right. So he's recommended and referred so many people to me since I've been podcasting, and I've been doing this. Oh wow, we're going on 4 years, right? That I've been podcasting. This episode, this show only 2, but yeah, like 4 years I've been doing it, and I've never taken up any of his guests. Like he's always recommending and referring people to me. Actually, one I did. Yeah. That was early on. I did that one. But from this podcast, we're going on 2 years. I haven't taken anybody, and until I saw yours. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, because I don't do an interview unless I vibe, unless I'm interested. Yeah. So I was interested in it, and I was like, all right, let's go with it. This is the one. Like all the other ones that he sent me were really cool too, and then maybe down the line we'll still do it. But like this one, I was like, let's go, let's do it. That's why I'm glad you're here. Thank you again for coming down.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was shocked when you texted me. I was like, am I really ready for this? Do I really want to do this? But I'm like, okay, let's try it. It's always new. Yeah. So of course, you're nervous, you're scared. But I'm a person where I always try to be out of my comfort zone anyway. Because you never know where opportunity is going to knock on your door unless you take it. Yeah. And this is where I'm at. I'm like, bring it, whatever you want. Like I said, the lady who offered me that, I took it and it went, and then now hear this.
You didn't cower down. You weren't scared. You weren't scared of that opportunity in that moment, and you went and took it. Yeah. And that's why you're at where you're at now.
And I said, I'm not gonna lie. I go, if I don't get any order, it's fine, because like I said, I am doing it not because I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be rich. It's just if I get more sales, I'm happy. If I'm not, I'm still happy, because I'm not doing it to try to be rich and be out there and be like who I'm not. Yeah. Which that's not the game that I'm going for. I'm just going to put a smile on people's face. Hey, if I can make 2 people smile, that's more than what I did yesterday. Yeah. That's how you got to look at life.
Exactly. And so, and just to wrap this all up and make it come full circle, this gift right here that you have, the gift idea that we're doing here, it's not just about handing somebody an envelope of money, because just like we were talking about earlier, like, Chinese culture, you got that red envelope. Everybody knows what's inside that red envelope, right? It's money. Yeah. So it's not just about handing over a red envelope with money. Yeah. Now we're actually putting some ideas, some customs, some identity to that red envelope, right? In doing so.
Yes, and that's the reason why I started doing that, because in my culture, everything's red envelope. Like, oh, birthday, here's a red envelope. Yeah. Oh, anniversary, here's a red envelope. Oh, you're getting married, here's a red envelope. And I'm like, it's so boring. Yeah. But I'm like a type of person, like, I don't want to buy you something and then do you have a gift receipt? Can I return it? I don't like it. Well, you can't say no to money, because
definitely can't say no to money.
There you go. Buy whatever you want.
Or beer.
Yeah. And that's the main idea of it. It's like, you're not going to get bored, or you're not going to be like, No, it's going to put a person, a smile on that person's face that you're giving it to them, because they're like, ooh, I can buy whatever I want. Yeah. And that's pretty much, and that's where my tradition and everything, money. Everything is money. So there you go. Yeah.
It's like, it's literally, it's like giving that red envelope personality.
Yes. And that's what it is. And in our culture, a red envelope, it's luck. Yeah. So anytime you see a red envelope, so this is by saying, and even in America, look, you get money. Ooh, it's a lucky day. Yeah. Right? So it's in any culture, money is lucky. So here we go. So, taking my culture and putting it,
fusing it together.
Yeah, together. Yeah. And I was born here, but I'm actually more Americanized, because I've been here since I was 5. Right. So this is home for me. So that's why I try to do my culture and with everything together.
I still find it crazy that you're still in the same city. Then when you first arrived here, you're still in the same city. That's crazy. You haven't moved out.
I'm in the same house.
And the same house? Oh my God, Mary.
I raised my kid in the same house I grew up in. Yeah. So same everything. Wow. Nothing has changed. So yes. Like they say, you can take the hood out of the girl, but you can't take the girl
out the hood. No, she's still in the hood, you guys. If you guys are interested in any of her products, you guys check out her page. I'll put all the information down below on the show notes. If not, we'll give it real quick. It's Instagram. It's Mary Trin 2021. That's MaryTrinih 2021. Instagram, check it out. You guys will not be disappointed. This is amazing work, you guys. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. You can see right away when you see this product. It's just like, you know, and if you've seen some of the other previous work that we had on the live, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. It's a personalized gift for you. Not just a red envelope.
No, it's not. It's everything with the touch.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything with the touch of their favorite stuff.
Yeah.
So it can be customized.
I like it.
Right.
Well, thanks again, Mary, for
so
coming
much for
down,
having
man.
me.
I appreciate your time, you know, and thanks again for the gift.
Oh, you're welcome.
Salute to you. I know you already drank yours, but
Yes, I did.
cheers.
Cheers to
Boom.
you. Thank you for having me on here.
Anytime, you're always welcome. I'm always in game for talking about dirty nails and nice gifts. So, dirty nails, nice gifts.
Trust
Let's
me,
do
you go
it.
to my work and you'll see it all. You're just like, you wish you didn't. You would like, oh my God, I just didn't want to see that. You want to unsee what you see, but it's life.
There you go, you guys. Part 2, we're going to talk a lot about dirty nails. So, stay tuned. But thanks again for tuning in, you guys. Again, thank you very much, Mary. You guys check her out. You won't be disappointed. See what she's doing next, you guys. Adios.
Thank you so much.
Hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. We talking again.